Hey everybody, Toys of Arkham here. I hope you're all keeping well and you've had a really good Christmas break. It is New Year's Eve as I'm filming this, and it has been a while since I've posted the last video, but I'm happy to be back with a little review just to tie things over, and hopefully I'll be posting a bit more frequently into 2025. At least that's the idea, but life, as you all know, can get in the way of what you intend to do. But look, we'll do our best. So what you can see in front of you here is the NECA Ultimate McCready, and it is from, as I said, NECA. It's the 7-inch line that they do, and for 7-inch figures they have incredible detail. I really like NECA as a company. So yeah, let's review this thing. So as you can see, very vibrant box. I love the artwork. This movie is a movie that I sort of half watched many years ago, but I sat down to watch it a few weeks ago and I gave it my undivided attention, and boy was it worth it. It was an amazing science fiction thriller horror movie that I absolutely loved, and I would highly recommend it if you guys have not seen it. So essentially this figure here is one of, I think, 3 MacReady figures that NECA have released so far, and this is from the very final act of the movie where there's a face-off, and I won't give away anything other than to say that it's very tense, and basically the accessories in this figure will maybe have, I suppose, indirect spoilers attached to it. So if you just don't want to know anything about the movie and you're interested in seeing it, maybe you should just tune out of this right now. But if you want to stick with me, let's have a look further into the figure. So the box, as I said, is very vibrant. I love the way NECA do this. They take photos of the actual figure, and they don't use a sort of a artistic interpretation. It is a figure photography of the figure that you're purchasing, and that's great. And sometimes it gives you ideas for poses, and also it sort of clarifies where each accessory should be on the figure, and I'll get into that a little bit more later on. So I'll open it up, and of course I've taken the figure out of the box, but there actually is a nice little photography backdrop in there. You can't really see it now, but it's sort of a snowy environment, and there is MacReady there, which is a nice pose standing in snow, and yeah, fantastic. You can see the sort of frosted packaging, sorry, the frosted outline here of the plastic see-through film that's there over the where the figure would sit. But that's a it's all cool touch. Cool being maybe the lighter word than what was the scenario here, in that it was absolutely freezing, terribly cold conditions, and he is at this stage in a Baltic environment. And so let's have a closer look at the accessories first. So there's a lot of accessories that I've put on the figure, but let's just look at this. So this is obviously the control box to set off the dynamite. These are 2 bottles that obviously there's a little bit of cloth hanging out of one of them. I think I might have lost one of them, bits of cloth, but maybe it's in the box. A hand, these are bare hands for maybe when he's inside and he takes his gloves off. And this is a sculpt of Barry Gibbs from the Bee Gees. Only joking. There is a resemblance though, but this is supposedly Kurt Russell in the movie. Well, it is played by Kurt Russell, the MacReady character, but this sculpt arguably doesn't look too like Kurt Russell. I see the resemblance, and at the end of the day, Kurt Russell was quite young in this movie, so as he is in the movie, it is pretty accurate, and I like it. And then we have this lantern as well that he uses to obviously get around the place and be able to see where he's going. And then on the figure, I've put this other bottle with a bit of cloth hanging out of it, and these here are also able to come out of these this pouch that he has. And also there's another one under here which is also beer bottles or alcohol bottles that ignite, and that's a sort of a flare here, and then there's a gun here that comes out. So when I saw a review of this initially, this figure, as I said, there are two other versions, and depending on, you might be so into this movie to want to get all versions, but I like the way this comes with a lot of different accessories. What I was wondering is if this sort of, how would you call it? It's like a harness that goes around him here. If you might be able to remove that to give him the more classic look he has in the movie when he doesn't have all this dynamite strapped to him. It actually doesn't, so I may have to go back and get the other version. But as it is, this represents, as I said at the very end, the final act, and he has all of this strapped onto him, and it really does look amazing. So let's start at the feet first. So these are weathered boots, and if you're not if it's not clear as to what the white is supposed to be, well, essentially he is out in the snow quite a bit in the third act, so the white is supposed to be snow on him. Now I've seen some people doing reviews of this figure criticizing it, saying that there should be more white on him because he was out in the blizzards, and certainly he was more covered in snow than is shown in this figure. But I mean, look, if you are into customizing your figures, you'd have a bit of fun, you know, putting some more white paint on him and maybe, you know, giving him that look. And because it's not an expensive figure, you know, you could get another one and just leave it as is or leave it in the box, so you're not taking a huge risk. It's not like you're trying to paint over a hot toy or something where you'd spend hundreds. But it's all relative. Like, it's still an expensive figure for a 7-inch figure, especially these days. NECA figures are more or less gone up to 50-60 euros, sometimes 70 euro. So I have to say I'm very impressed by this. Obviously, when you get him in the box, he has the gloved hands on him. The weathering is, as I said, on the boots, and you can see they continue all the way up through the khaki pants. And there is a belt there that is leather and worn looking, really good detail there. That holster of the gun also has the worn leather. The gun itself does come out of the holster, and then there's bullets all the way around the back. So all of these bottles come out of his satchel, and as we go up, you can see the snow sort of effect continuing up. This hat here is plastic. It also has that weathered effect, and you can remove it. So you don't have to have that on his head, but the hat itself is really well sculpted, has a worn look, has that fabric tie to it, which adds to the realism of the whole figure. Rather than it being sculpted, it has a nice kind of flow to it, so that looks nice. So let's have a look at this head sculpt, which is the one it comes with as you open the box. And that beard, that's not him graying, it's again the snow effect across the beard. I've heard some people criticizing that too, saying that it should be a bit more white because he was covered in snow from the blizzard. And again, if you want to do that, I'm sure you can go get your paintbrush out and have a bit of fun trying to weather him. So that head sculpt pops off, and you can replace it if you're a Bee Gees fan with this one, which is really cool. So he's a bit angry here, Kurt Russell. Really nice though, really nice sculpts. Like, for the size of them, I'm really impressed. Now, if you're a 1/6 scale collector, I think Mondo have brought out a MACREADY, and there is a creature figure of the Thing with that figure. It's all very expensive, so I like this movie, but I don't like it that much. Well, I do like it that much, but I don't want to be spending hundreds on this character. And when it comes to my horror stuff, I just like to have them reflected in my collection through the NECA figures, which are affordable and detailed and don't take up too much space. So yeah, so you can see his head is covered in what would be a hood, keep him warm, and then you can put his hat on over that. And yeah, an incredible well, the likeness is arguable, but I do think it's an incredible figure overall. There are criticisms you could have of it, but generally they are minor criticisms. So at the moment they haven't made another member of the team that MacReady was with, which is a little bit of a disappointment, because if you're into this film, I'm sure you'd probably want to collect the other characters from the film as well. They have made a figure of the Thing, which is the creature essentially coming out of a dog, and it's there are 2 or 3 forms of the Thing in the box that you get of the figure. I have actually bought that, and I haven't reviewed it yet. I haven't even opened it. I understand that it's quite a project to just even put it together, because NECA figures, as some of you may know, can be a little bit stiff when you take them out of the box. The joints can be very stiff, and it can involve you having to get a blow dryer out to soften the plastic, or maybe dipping the figure or accessories into warm water. I think that's a bit of a pain, it's a bit of a production to just get your figures out and start messing with them, playing with them and posing them up for figure photography. I prefer that not to be the case, but unfortunately I've accepted that when it comes to the Thing figure itself, I'm going to have to go through a bit of a rigmarole and get all the joints softened up and all the paint I suppose again softened, so that I can pose it and put all the accessories into the dog itself. It's, as I said, it's quite a task to do. Please, if you're interested in seeing a review of that, please let me know, and I will do that for you. And yeah, great figure. I would highly recommend it. It's close to a 10 for me, probably a 9. The likeness is a little bit off, but not enough of an off-putting aspect to not buy the figure. As you can see, it just has that realism otherwise. Even the leather and the jacket looks really good. The fur around the collar looks really good. So I'd recommend it. The movie itself is fantastic. Really amazing movie. In fact, I think they've remastered the video game from that movie as well. So if you're into the Thing, there's merchandise out there to dive into if you like the movie. Alright guys, thanks for checking this video out, and Happy New Year to you all. And if you like the video, please give it a like and maybe comment down below. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.